RP Warlock, yeah.
RP Warlock ultimate, and that is not good. Like, even if you lose the PA, are you really worried about losing the fight if you get even 2-3 man RP? I think it's just Morphling has to be able to split push incredibly well. They do not have good solutions versus the Morphling at all. And even a replicated Juggernaut can do a lot of damage this game, or PA.
Again, TNC looking to invade into the Radiant jungle. It seems to be a bit of a job of Sam, making sure Ramses doesn't have all the space in the world just to flash farm. That's why they were looking to push down the tier 1 tower before. And Ramses already knows it. He knows he's being pressured. TP's up to the top lane. So they can push that lane in instead. But with Raven now down the bottom, maybe this is when TNC can try and establish control of the Radiant jungle. Cuckoo, real issues in the mid. Getting caught out, unable to run away from the high-level upheaval. And VP looking to fight. The Rock's off cooldown in 15 seconds time. They want to come into this engagement, but Sam, he's there. He's waiting. Into the Firefly, starts his TP out and scouts out the 3 heroes moving in. So a bit of a waste of smoke from VP.
Pasha hesitated a lot there. He's like, oh, there's someone here to break my smoke, and then he didn't realize that there possibly couldn't have been that many heroes there. Lena's already dead. I think Earth Spirit was showing top. Morphling was showing at the tower. So maximum there could be was 3, but I guess he just want to be pretty careful with his skewer. You do really live in that fear when you're at that 2,000 gold point for Magnus. And you're like, I really don't want to die before my Blink Dagger.
It's like they were on different pages here. Lil was looking to attack on top and actually pinging out Earth Spirit's position. And Ramses wanted to go back to farm and pick up a bounty rune.
They don't really need to make any moves right now. It's very concerning that VP's 2 melee cores are on top of the net worth, and this is before like the Magnus and Power farm really starts kicking in. Like they can just stack Ancients. It is Max and Power right now. Definitely, I think the right choice for Magnus to go for one build. But yeah, they can just power farm Ancients right now, and the net worth is just going to get worse and worse because Lina cannot compete with this sort of farm rate. So you need to smoke, you need to be able to get kills. Batrider's Blink Dagger is going to be very important for them. It's only 200 gold for him, but Cuckoo, need some more than that in that kill category. He has 4 right now, but his net worth is not in a good spot.
What a time for this Blink Dagger to arrive for Pasha. This may actually give VP the confidence to defend the tier 2 tower if TNC want to push it. And right now, Cuckoo plus Raven, you got 2 of your cores on this bottom lane staring down the tier 2 tower, but okay, Raven's out. They just don't have the strength or confidence to keep the push going, and the Observer Ward in mid sees the movement of the Morphling. In fact, the Creep Wave sees it as well.
Batrider's Blink Dagger time is coming out, so they know that Magnus's is probably very similar, and he hasn't shown yet or revealed his Blink Dagger, but they will see it with the Observer Ward on bottom, so that will be no surprise to them. He did walk close to the southwest side of it, so they won't make the blunder of pushing mid into what potentially could be an RP. And time for Batrider to do his thing. He doesn't have any mana right now. I guess they're sitting up, waiting at the shrine. They need to get a smoke right now. But Lina is not involved in this, so they could, potentially smoke behind the Lina, closer to Lina. They are expecting the Lina to get jumped constantly, which has been the story of Cuckoo's game.
Or Lina just TPs into him now.
Yeah, they actually haven't smoked. He doesn't have that much mana right now. Just what, 1 Napalm, 1 Firefly, and 1 ulti. That's not really what you want to smoke with. So he has to pop a secondary shrine just so they can make something happen with this. But at this time, VP just
VP group up.
Yeah, that's like 30 seconds a minute wasted.
Like, you've got Rock. Just bring 5 heroes to the bottom lane and push in. Tim's is still trying to get as much farm as he can out of this top lane, and he is doing it pretty uncontested.
Uh-oh.
But the trade-off is VP's push power. So tier 1 tower, and TNC go for the trade-off by going for the mid tower.
They have way more physical damage on the Radiant side, though. VP can, I think, easily take 2. Combine that with a Bloodlust.
Well, they're gonna go for the trade-off. Waveform plus Slave for TNC mobs up the Creep Wave pretty quickly. The first TPs are coming in. It's going to be Tim's. A kick slow could do it. Radiant going to burn their fortification as well, but the tier 2 tower is already gone. And VP keep going. They're looking to the high ground. You've still got the Warlock Golem. Maybe not the greatest thing to commit. Okay, TPs. Into the mid, Ramses will arrive, but Morphling is away, and he's the last player left here from the Dire side.
I think they can just go in a Roche, though, right now. I guess Batrider's a little bit of a worry, but you have the Rock and you have the RP. Could be a little bit risky for them. Maybe once the Dezo's completed, they can actually go into it. Oh, Dezo's been online for Phantoms. Phantoms is really rich. Oh my goodness. She almost has BKB.
Yeah, maybe if they get some better vision around the pit. Like TNC currently have the best ward watching the front of the pit, as well as the Radiant Ancients.
They were really scared of it. They blew a scan, make sure that they didn't smoke in a Roche. They still need some more time for Morphling to get a second item, I'd say. Once he gets EB, they can actually just pop the PA, but she's already kind of shored up against that with the...
Oh, Blink, Lasso, they managed to find a target. Ogre doesn't get pushed up on top of the hill with the Flame Break as well as the kick from Tims. They hold him in position and allow Raven to get the blood.
That's Solo's specialty, though. Creating space with his deaths.
It is. Solo dies, the tier 1 tower falls on top lane, and again, it's the same situation the TNC is in. Like, do you try and defend when the push comes? You have to let the tier 1 tower go. VP not going to go for the tier 2 tower this time. Instead, they slip into the pit. Here come the drums, here come the drums.
I'm just waiting for one of them to accidentally use their ultimate. But here they go. Batrider, he doesn't have Lasso, so it's not going to be an easy play for him. He does get vision with the
Flame Break to push him out if he wants it, and that may be the way to do it. The kick, Tims rolls in, and in comes Sam as well. It goes down the Radiant side. The Rock will drop, but really, Earth Spirit's already dead, and Batrider was out of the pit, but they get the other one. It's the Rubik being dragged back in into the Omni Slash. Raven wants to TP out. The Morphling doesn't have the life to survive it. And Virtus.pro, again, another fantastic fight around Roshan. We saw one of them, which was a 3-for-1 trade-off in game 1. This time, it was a clean sweep, 3-for-0.
Solo's deaths mean a lot this game, or for VP rather. Like TNC, they had to blow Lasso, and without the Lasso, they didn't really have a play inside the pit. They got vision, but let's say Lil dropped this Ruck like 2 seconds earlier when Roach was going down. There's nothing that TNC can do to actually stop that.
It's tactical feed.
Tactical feed, yeah. It's quite tactical. If you want to make yourself feel better about it. But every time you die, tactical feed, right? Tactical feed.
Yep. Everything has a purpose with death.
As long as he has bloodlust. 1-1-4. The true, it was worth it build.
Lena's on the hunt, but like the hero they're hunting is not the one they want. The Juggernaut has the Aegis, the Immortal, and here we go again. Solo, but the Blink Lasso, they need to get both of them this time around. Remember, Warlock, no Rock Avowals, there's no real counter. Both supports get picked up by the smoke maneuver of TNC.
And they definitely have to be a little bit more careful during the ultimate cooldowns. They did blow everything. The Chaotic Offering wasn't of huge impact last fight, but it was kind of used to secure the Aegis for them. But he got greedy. He wanted his Midas. It's understandable. I don't think we're going to hit the quota this game.
But with no Lasso up, like Ramsey just wants to keep fighting. Like he tries to dodge out with the Manta style. Now a jump forward, Pasha, no RP available. 20 seconds still on cooldown, but he's going after the Rubik. That's a Rubik healing up with his own Shadow Word that he stole from Warlock. When the crit's there from no one, Shadow Word won't be able to protect you. Another crit as well. What were the chances is the plate that gets left behind on the Rubik's corpse.
It's a nice touch with the Archon.
That's actually really, yeah, it's really cool.
Same H says, should have bought more armor.
Really? Is that what it's?
Yeah, look at it.
663 damage to the 848 damage. Yeah, yeah. I like the second one better. The what were the chances?
2 gravestones right there. So now it's majority up to Morphling. Batrider misses window with the Blink Dagger timing. Cuckoo has just been struggling to really do anything.
Yeah.
Except for feed. And then now Morphling, he is the most farmed hero. He died in the Roach Pit trying to make a play there, but he is the only one that can slow this game down for TNC to kind of catch back up or do a lot of damage in team fights and pick heroes off, maybe even bait RPs while morphing. There's a lot of things that he can do, but it's kind of only him. Tims can only do so much too.
Well, Tims was doing it all in game 1, but okay, they see the Morphling TPing in. Cuckoo around the tree line. Lil is just so close with the upheaval they can't move forward. At least the replica copy of the Juggernaut is able to fight stronger than anyone else here in TNC. And the Blink Lasso, nice target. It's the Magnus. Got to keep clear, however, or else this will happen. The Rock hits into the Omni Slash, the 3-man RP. TNC playing stuck in the mud with Virtus.pro. Ramses will keep the spin going, but doesn't matter. Cuckoo, rest for the wicked.
Plenty of rest.
And this makes VP go up. There's no Morphling for 30 seconds.
I think Rock just came up at that point too.
Yeah, it was literally up the time it dropped.
It was a good lasso, but they weren't able to kill the mag in time.
This is 2 lanes of Rax, I believe. Like, they could rotate bottom and at least take the tier 3 tower.
Yeah, it's just I don't think that they anticipated the Lina being this useless. Like, they gave her the early kill in mid, but she just struggled in lane, couldn't get any CS, haven't been able to get any kills.
It was Ogre and PA. Like, that was the matchup you're up against. But I think you hit the nail on the head at the very start, right? Like, it's that Light Strike array that you had to level up, but then having the second level up in Slave early on.
It's still, even after that, I think an inherently tough matchup. I think just PA on her own is fine, but having to deal with PA with like Rock to back her up and Empower and the DD rune that she got and Bloodlust, is she's just way too strong. What does Lina have to augment her damage?
Well, she has an Earth Spirit rotation and a Rubik rotation.
Right, but in the team fight, compare that to RP, which is just king.
Yeah.
That's
when you use the lasso, but with the tactical feat of soul or the up, like you had the moment with that last fight. You had the Battle Rider grabbing the Magus and pulling him back, but then you saw the lack of damage. They didn't even kill him off in time, and then they all grouped up. It was this. We know we're walking into real danger zone. 4 heroes all around each other. The Rock's going to be up soon. Everyone gets hit, and the fight's done.
They had to take that chance, though. Like they're just farming way too fast right now. I think PA and Jug were like maybe 2,000 ahead of the high TNC cores, but now they are 4,000 or 5,000, and that number is growing. Roshan's going to respawn pretty soon, so what can they actually do at this point? Shrine is dead. That's so much physical damage from them. Abyssal is almost up on PA. What?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a beautiful day if you're Virtus.pro.
And another double damage.
And he can hold on to it until exactly when he needs it. Advantage for TNC. VP are not fighting them. Like, the Rock is still on cooldown for 5 more seconds. They'll be willing to fight shortly. It'll be even easier once that Rod of Atos is over on the Warlock. He's just 1 staff of Wizardry away from having that. But Raven getting the last hit in the tower. The money's coming into the Morphling. The Earblade is approaching. So combining him up with the Lina, they have the potential just to pop the PA. But the PA's now got BKB, got a lot of life to work with. That's 2k HP on the Phantom Assassin.
I don't think they have enough damage. Maybe if like Lina had Ags, they could, but she is just way too far behind.
Is this the opportunity? The Blink Lasso. He's still not in Firefly. Ramses jumps up. And they're looking for the pick. Juggernaut. Okay. Don't leave me here. Exactly.
How much was that crit?
It was 1656.
Yeah.
Was the crit of death.
Ouch.
I do love the fact that it actually says, don't leave me here, when everyone was bailing and leaving him there. that makes that even better.
That's just disgusting how much support this PA has.
Well, here goes your second shrine. So TNC losing most out of areas, but again, TNC trying to get the best trade-off they can. Cuckoo pushes the mid, takes the tier 2 tower, leaves only 1 remaining outer tower for Virtus.pro.
He went for damage.
Yep. It is stupid to think that VP are only 1 tower up on them. Of course, it's the tier 3 tower with the entire mid-racks, but TNC still doing a good job of keeping the lanes pressure as much as they can, but this will be problematic. They pull out, the RP's down, Raven, Strength Morph, he's got 9-1 charges available, make that 11, they push him up, he's got Waveform available too, so they go back inside the base, and Ramses wants to continue this. Omni Slash is available, so TNC don't want to get too close.
And no RP up. Not the fight that they're necessarily looking for. Plenty of room for them to scale, though. VP are okay with taking it slow. They still have like the 10% on the cleave that Magnus can pick up later. They have the Midas that's still kicking in. A lot of items that they can just wait for.
They just smoked up, but that Radiant Observer Ward's blocked by a tree inside the base, so the TNC smoke wasn't actually visible to Virtus.pro.
Yeah, they have to do something with RP on cooldown.
They also just got the E-Blade, so they have that pop potential. They need the kill. They need no one dead. This 9-1-4 PA, they need him gone. And what have you got? Again, it's going to be a decent target this time around. It's a Magnus. It's not an Ogre. But that's 45 seconds without a Magnus.
But they can't really take any objectives. All the towers are already down, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and Roshan's a late spawn time as well. Yeah. So they can't even slip into that.
I don't even think they could do Roche. Maybe with a replicate tank, but nope.
It's still a good pick for TNC. The first reveal of the E-Blade, they find themselves a pick on a core.
Yeah, we'll give some breathing space to Lina. Maybe she can pick up like a Silver Edge to deal with the PA and right-click her down.
It does look to be the build.
The Atos I really like on the Warlock, though. Their main problem is going to be Morphling. Lina's been shut down. Actually, she's climbing back up in net worth, but you can easily pop the Lincolns with PA. PA can do it with anything and not really care about it because the cooldowns are so low. And then Atos, so he can't wait for him out. He doesn't have BKB right now, and I guess he's still pretty tanky though. He has a ton of armor on the wave 4 or on the Morphling, so he's probably not too scared. Well, he's going to Lincolns himself on the PA. Pretty good here. Deals with Ags Lina ulti, deals with Replicate, which I think is pretty big, and deals with Lasso. I guess it can be broken by Spell Steal, but it's still overall very good item for PA this game.
No one's getting very frustrated. This Roshan is taking way too long to arrive for him.
And they just need to make sure they don't get lassoed into a position where Mag can't RP. That's kind of their main concern in this fight. Does Morphling have enough damage to shotgun people? His agility is 200-ish. I don't really think he can burst anyone down, though. Even Ogre has a hood. Solo.
Casual survivability. But the lanes are still being pressured in nicely from TNC, so even with the issue of the mid lane racks being down, they're pushing out the bottom. Lina is in a bit of a riskier position, and no one wants to try and capitalize on it. A quick blink already used by Batrider. He uses it to escape. Seeing no one coming into the lane, so it's just a straight TP out. But Roshan is alive, and this will be the next point of contest.
No vision from VP around that area, though. This could be the fight that TNC is looking for.
Yeah, they actually have a really good observer ward just south of the Radiant Ancients. And then the defensive one over in their own jungle. And Virtus.pro are moving, but they're moving as 5. So if TNC want to fight this, they have to go against the big team fight. But the second they leave the base, the observer ward that's there...
Roche's are.
Okay, yeah, never mind. They're not going to make it.
Even the Arcane Rune on the PA is pretty good. Ups his damage a lot. But the thing about VP's teamfight is they have so many fail-safes. Like, they have Spin, they have BKB, they have RP, and they have Warlock ulti. So, like, which hero are you going to jump that they aren't going to be able to pop their other cooldowns? You might be able to get one hero if you're lucky, and they pop their BKBs
No
late.
one jumped up. Tim's going to go. The kick is perfect. The E-Blade is not enough to pop no one. He'll trigger the BKB and now go on the run. And Sims... Oh, the damage! You thought you had something, but you had nothing. The Rock will drop the Yule Scepter, able to dodge the RP, able to connect, however. So Lina will fall. 2 cores down for TNC, and they turn tail and run. The quick rolling boulder up. Earth Spirit TP's coming off cooldown in 1 second time, so be able to escape then. But VP won't really care. They got what they wanted. 2 good kills, and now they can push in through the top.
Pasha really did not want that Rubik to have RP. Could be a big play for them coming up here. That was a very nice abyssal from no one. Just slaughtering that Batrider. He didn't even have DD or any other rune that fight. He just,
no, that's
like
just
1 or 2 shot him.
That's just classic PA. Didn't even need the buffs.
Yeah, when you get this far ahead, it's quite the life. They still have to somewhat worry about the Morphling though. Was almost able to burst down that Morphling. However, no Ags ulti on Lina, so once you pop BKB, you feel very good about yourself.
Oh, Raven, get out of there. Out of vision, so solo can't do anything.
Still just need a stall, push out the lanes, shove them in as far as you can so that PA can't push with her Aegis. It doesn't really feel like TNC's a Rax down though, because of the way that they're controlling the lanes. I think like Raven is doing the best that he can given the situation.
They just seem to have like good clear as well. So yeah, Raven's definitely doing a lot of work. He's bouncing around, but that's also the strength of the Morphling. You were saying like there's no real easy counter to the Morphling. If you're going to do it, you got to set up a huge trap, or you do exactly what VP is doing: grab the creep wave, take the momentum, and just push down the lane. Because Ramsey is already knocking on the door with his Blink Dagger as well as Aegis. He's very happy. Like someone come and try and stop him. He'll just Omni Slash you down. That's a level 3 Omni Slash. He knows he can get it solo. Dodges what he thought was going to be the E-Blade pop.
Oh, the scan hits. They know that they're behind.
Oh, there's the Blink Lasso. He gets the Warlock with the RP. He'll connect on 3. TNC, they're losing way too much in this fight. Raven will be critted out too. No one is beyond godlike. 12-1-7 on this PA. But VP read the situation perfectly. And they will now take at least the second lane of Rax. And in fact, they get the GG out. They take the second game. They take the series and the top-seeded slot.
Without a loss, right?
Yeah, I don't think they lost one.
Quite a way to get into first place there. Nice one.
Not
nice
too
one,
shabby
VP.
at all. And finally pulling it out at the time when it really counts too. They're here in their homeland major, and it's really nice to actually have.
Oh, they lost
VP.
one at random actually.
They lost one. Okay.
Yeah. So they end up with 6-1.
Life is hard.
In the group stage. Yep. And 3 wins. Top seed.
Yep.
It's only 2 of them.
Yep. This is what at least the home crowd will be hoping for.
Yeah.
Once we hit the main event.
I think TNC is probably a little bit disappointed after that first game that they had a 2 Rax advantage for quite some time and probably just demoralized after that. It was a long, grueling game. They weren't able to put too much of a fight up in this game number 2, and VP cruising on through with pretty flexible strategies. I would say the off-lane lifestealer that we saw.
It didn't feel like it wasn't as constricted as Boston. Like in Boston, we were expecting Virtus.pro to actually do kind of well. Oh, who's the birthday boy?
I don't actually know.
Okay, if that had said 3-2-2 on the cake, I would have just laughed my ass off.
Oh, yeah.
It's Ramsey's.
I see 666.
Hence the 999, 666.
So he's what, like, how old is he now? 18, 19?
Is he finally hit 18?
I think so.
Happy birthday, Ramses.
He is...
What would you wish for?
He was born in 1999, so now he is 18. Birthday April 25th, 1999.
Such a young talent.
What a gift. That is the best gift. Actually, he kind of gave it to himself, but it's still good. The gift of first seed.
Yes.
What did you think?
His teammates gave it to him. I thought you like gave the gift of the cake to himself. He set the entire thing up. It's like when you buy yourself flowers. You're like, okay.
That would be a sad life.
That would be
It's like eating at restaurants alone when you're like not at work. Have you ever done that before? Eating at restaurants alone? That's kind of sad. I
did watching a movie alone in a cinema. That's not cool. But it was a good movie. Speaking of people who are not alone. Maybe so sad. Hi, panel.
What a sec.
Of all time. Thanks very much, Toby, for the commentary on our first series. Just proving Rams is there that you can have your cake and eat it. He gets his happy birthday wish on his 18th birthday, and they also get top seed for Virtus.pro. Congratulations to our CIS friends. They will be thrilling the crowd as the top seed as they move into the round of 16. Let's break it down, our second game with our panel once more. Fog, Dowie, and Cinder. And Fog, we'll start with you. A good performance from Virtus.pro this time. Not quite the speedy win that they were looking for.
The last game was. It seemed like they had a pretty fast-paced lineup, and they executed it really well. I mean, with the Empower as well as like the backup thing, they were just increasing their farm really quickly. But I thought they were, I mean, overall their lanes were super strong, and it just seemed like they had TNC's, like, it's kind of like understood in that fashion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and now from a TNC point of view, disappointing. Do you think mentally they were a bit crushed after that first game?
It looked a bit mentally shaky.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, as a spectator perspective, it's very easy to look at the games that TNC should be proud of how they played in game one. But all those players like, oh, we played so well in game 1, but we just couldn't eke out the win. Can we do it in game 2? And it's just, even if you know you can inside, it's just such a hard struggle.
Yeah, and the draft played an important role this time, Syndrome.
Yeah, I think so. The reason I feel like we, at least for myself, when I predicted the result of this game, I was right, by the way. First time, woo!
Is that your first
I think
prediction?
so. I'm 1-3, still
Yeah,
better than
yeah.
IGV. So,
Oh my goodness.
I think
No
TNC
need
in
for
this
that.
game, like when we all three of us, we were very confident picking VP here, and I think it was more based on draft than mentality based on game number 1. At least
Yeah.
it was for me. It just seemed like VP were going to get off to a good laning stage. They had multiple scaling cores with the Empower, and TNC's lineup was one that I look at their picks and I don't see this lineup playing super fast pace. Morphling takes time to come online. Batrider needs a Blink Dagger realistically to really do something, or at least drums. Lina is a good hero for pushing out waves mid, but still, again, needs time to build up. And VP's lineup, if you give them time to build up, they're going to just out-farm you. You're just going to click Empower and Bloodlust on their heroes, and they will get rich. And then eventually, one good RP will give them a massive advantage in the game. And this game just never looked like TNC really... They were never in a good position.
I think it's pretty much impossible to win if the enemy can out-farm you and you cannot teamfight them.
Yes, exactly.
Generally, what happens is you sacrifice farming ability or like late game for the ability to teamfight. But TNC's team was completely single target. They picked... Batrider is not picked as much anymore, and that's simply because he doesn't give this AoE teamfight that something like a Magnus or an Axe even or a Sand King gives you. And I just felt like VP... I was a bit worried for them at the start, actually, because they didn't help their Magnus that much. His Morphling's looking really farmed, but their mid-game on VP was just spectacular. They really pressed W and E on their cores and farmed really fast.
Yeah, Batrider's just the third pick of the Kiev Major, has lost all 3.
It's really hard to run that hero right now, in my opinion. If anything, I think he might see something as a 4 later in the tournament, but not having your offlaner have a stun or some sort of ability to kill alone or make any plays is it's
really
hard.
hurting teams right now, isn't it? Let's take a look at the scoreboard right now. And we've got something fun for you in terms of the scoreboard. Maybe we'll show you that a bit later on. That shows the story of the game itself anyway. 11 objectives to 5, 2 Aegis to 0. Again, you mentioned Aegis control.
Yep.
In the first game, no different in the second.
Oh, this time TNC didn't have a chance, I think, to really get the Rosh. Their lineup isn't even good for killing Roshan in the first place. VP's is great. They have the Healing Ward, empowered heroes, great physical damage output for PA with natural minus armor buildup, so pretty easy for them, to be honest. I want to say, I feel like when we were going into this tournament, Magnus was a hero that a lot of people were expecting to be a very high ban. A lot of people picked it as most banned hero. I think we're starting to see why, and I was surprised that it was kind of ignored by a lot of teams on day 1.
Do you think that's just
IG hasn't lost
experimentation
with
though?
it. VP hasn't lost with it, I think, at least. Every game I've seen with Magnus, I think he's won. I'm pretty sure.
To be fair, those are the teams that won other games.
Yeah, well...
But what I would like to say
how many
about
other teams pick? Like, what's Magnus's score right now? I don't know.
He's
good.
Pick 10.
I got it for you in a second.
Yeah.
What I would like to say about Magnus, though, is when this tournament started, I think teams were planning on playing a lot faster. They would have these 1v1 matchups on the sidelines where Magnus would sort of stutter and have trouble. But as the tournament progressed, we were already seeing a lot of Spectres and Anti-Mages. And when the game slows down like that, I think that's where Magnus really shines.
Yeah, because he's not just the RP. Like, the Empower just is so
Empower
ridiculous
is
for
really
clearing waves.
To be honest.
You don't show so much as like a core, so you're not easily ganked as often. You're able to clear the wave, go to the jungle, clear. You're always moving quicker. It's much harder for you to get ganked. Magnus has a 55%, by the way. 11 games picked.
Only? Okay, so 6 and 5.
6 and 5.
Okay. And
not
IG are
particularly
2-0 and VP are 2-0 with it.
Yeah.
I think that's correct.
So, yeah, okay. Well, then it's actually not doing as hot as I thought, because they won every game.
VP are 3-0 with it, actually.
3-0?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's pick up with the MVP. Who stood out? Game 2.
I think Pasha. I think those RPs, he got like the big one in the mid lane. And the other ones weren't like massive, but the speed at which he did it. Curtis even said it too. Like one of them, the Lina Yules himself. It gets diffused off by the Juggernaut right away, and he lands, and the RP comes instantly. So I think Pasha had pretty good decision making with it for him. And I think he also was. He got his blink at a pretty early timing when he was just kind of jungling, and he was following around Ramses, who was doing his job as like Kurt mentioned yesterday. The mag was like TPing to make sure that his core was empowered in the majority of those situations. So
Okay, we're going to hear more from all 3 of you in just a moment, but The interview is just around the corner. Don't forget there is a social media thread that you can add your questions to. I've added one today as well, just to see whether it gets picked up and maybe the panel can ask it. I don't know. Let's find out. But you can post that right now. It's on the Reddit r.dota2. If you can go over there, post it in the thread. It might just get on the show. Let's catch up with one of the main men from Virtus.pro. It is Lil who's with Shiva.
Thank you, Paul. Here with Lil, indeed. Congratulations, Lil. 3-0 through group stage. Amazing run. Let's go back to that first game of the series just now, and the second game actually as well. There's been a lot of hype about Tim's Spirit from TNC and how amazing he is, and you let it through both games. What made you think that you could beat that?
Actually, I have no idea who is Tim's, and you just said that he's very hyped and strong Spirit player, but I can't say that we felt that. Just casual player, just using his skills. And the other thing is Spirit is that I think Hero is very weak because his skills are very weak, and this patch is not like best for type of roamers like Earth Spirit.
Okay, because that first game especially lasted a very long time. How is that in a team scenario? Because there was a lot of pressure, it was very back and forth, and one mistake could have cost you the game. What's it like in your team right then, in the communication that's going on?
Actually, everything was fine because this Swiss format doesn't mean nothing, doesn't mean anything, and we don't care about games. We are just playing some strange strategies. We are just sitting and whoa, what we should pick, maybe Sky Mage. Okay, Sky Mage is cool, let's go. Okay, what's row? I think mid. Okay, let's go. Or we just drafting and we have Nikes and we're thinking, okay, it's Spectre is nice here. Maybe Nikes go off lane. We have never played like this, but that's fine. Group stage, major. Oh, no, nobody cares because every team is playing not serious, serious in game, but not serious strategies. You can play. You don't have to show your heroes your strong strategies because you have to leave them for playoff.
All right, so
we did the same.
So I'm expecting you at the playoffs to play entirely different?
Yeah, sure. I think we had yesterday 22 heroes in 5 games, different, and yeah, that's we played first our match Skywars Mage mid and Nikes of Lane, the first game for us, and yeah, we have another strategies.
All right, looking forward to seeing you play then. I've got one final question because you are known for playing very flashy. You're playing the Weaver support, the Slardar support. We've seen you play Clockwork. Obviously, Visage is one of them as well. And then that second game, you play Warlock. A lot less flashy of a hero. Do you miss the flashy hero in a game like that?
Oh, I don't miss, because if you're a strong team, you have to play a lot of strategies, a lot of play styles. You should know how to roam or just farm woods with EO, or just know how to lane support with Warlock. So I don't care actually.
As long as you win.
Yeah, that was just random strategy when Solo asked me on the pick, hey Lil, I think Ogre is fine, can you play Warlock? I think, oh, okay.
Well, that's at least it works. It's very successful so far. 3-0. You're done. You're going to be one of the top seeds at the main event. So congratulations for that. And Paul, it's back to you.
Interviews with Lil. Pragmatic, straightforward, shoots from the hip, and obviously doesn't care about group stages at majors. What do you make of that? I don't think he's necessarily speaking for every team, Fogged, is he?
Well, he did say every team, right?
Yeah, but I don't think every team is playing funky stuff and whatever they want.
His description, though, actually does match kind of what they were doing. They're just let's just pick this hero and see if it works. But isn't that a great thing, though, Ali?
Because if they're playing like this in the group stage and they're 3-0, and they've still got a ton of other stuff that they believe is stronger for the knockout, that makes them even stronger than we thought they were.
I guess.
Scarier.
The thing is, if you think back to Boston, they finished first in their group at the Boston Major, and then they got one round in and lost to EG, who had a bad group stage but learned and picked up along the way. I think they have that at the back of their minds that like we can't get complacent. We're winning these games, we're trying out stuff, but we know that the important games are ahead of us, so we can't just be like. He sounds very confident, and they're obviously trying this for a reason, but he knows that like being first in the group, in his mind, I can follow like the reasoning.
Yeah.
The last place of another group could step it up for the main event. Being the first seed doesn't automatically just bring you into the top 8, for example.
Yeah.
It's not at all a given. Last time they got, what was it, 9 through...
No, they
they barely made top 8.
got
They made top 8 and then
5 to
they
8.
lost. Yeah. And obviously for VP, who were favorites going in, massive disappointment. This time they're 3-0. Their expectations are probably high, but it's...
And at Boston, they had, like we said, they'd shown their hand. Everybody was like, oh, we know, even like all the casters and people were like, we kind of know like what they're going to draft. They have like these 3 heroes for mid, these 3 heroes for Lil, these 3 heroes for Ramses. And that's pretty much what they did after the group stages. And it was, I guess, a little bit predictable. Now, I don't think that's predictable. 22 different heroes in 5 games, like he said.
Indeed. All right, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much to Fog, to Owie, and to Cinderin. Our panel will be taking a break. We'll be switching our panel out, and we'll be switching to our second game of the day. IG are also undefeated, and so are the Dark Horses, Team Secret. They go head-to-head in our next matchup. Before we get there, though, let's check in with some beautiful sights from the beautiful city of Kiev.